You own a retail business and you're looking to find the best business loan, look no further. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 best business loans for retailers right now, and more importantly, how to get one. Stay tuned. The 5 business loans that I'm going to go over in this video are 1, term loans, 2, inventory lines of credit, 3, a revolving line of credit, 4, SBA 7A, and 5 is account receivable financing. All of these different lending products have a time and a place, and I'm going to explain what maybe you should think about using these for, what you should not use them for, and more importantly, at the end of the video, how you can apply and get the process started so you can obtain one of these financing products for your business so you can get back to growing. So let's talk about term loans. I think term loans are great, but they have a time and a place. So if you're looking to expand, if you're looking to remodel, if you're looking to renovate your retail shop, if you're looking to expand your warehouse facility, a term loan's great because a term loan is an extended period of time or a set period of time. You borrow money, you have a set repayment period, so you can use that money in your business and you know exactly when and how much the payment is in order to pay it back. Typical term loans today will go out anywhere from 1 to 5 and even sometimes 10 years. I think term loans are great because you get approved for a chunk of money. There are a few lenders out there today that will go up to $5 million without real estate collateral and do a term loan for you and your business. Some will even go higher. But without real estate, you need to have the cash flow, you need to have the revenues there, it needs to make sense what you're using the money for. But more importantly, if you're looking to use a term loan to buy and sell inventory constantly for your retail business, I don't think the term loan is the right product. If you're doing some sort of expansion, hiring, marketing plan, things like that, then it's nice to have that set term loan over a length of period of time. And that's when you want to consider one of those. So term loans are really good for remodeling, for renovations, for staffing, for expansion, for even acquiring another business because you have that set repayment period. So moving right along, an inventory line of credit. There's not a lot of lenders out there that actually do this. There's like only 2 or 3 in the whole country. We have those lenders on our platform. But if you've got so many people, especially coming out of COVID, have been buying as much inventory as they can get their hands on, now their shelves or warehouse are full of inventory. You can leverage that inventory, and that inventory is an actual asset. Assets don't have to be real estate or pieces of equipment. Assets can be inventory in your business. So if your inventory is breaking, $500,000, there are lenders out there that will give you 50 to 70 to sometimes 80% of that inventory value. So if you've got $1 million, let's just assume you can get approved for $500,000 to $800,000, and you can leverage that inventory that you have. The cool thing with an inventory line is as your inventory grows, also as it comes down, but as it grows, that inventory line can grow with it. So if you continue to grow your business and pile on more and more inventory, you can have the inventory on hand so when you get a sale, you can move it quickly and capture that sale and capture that profit, but not have to have all of your capital tied up in your warehouse or on the shelves of your business. A lot of people don't understand this and really underutilize their inventory. So if you're a retailer with a lot of inventory, this is something that you absolutely want to consider. So moving along is a revolving line of credit. These can be structured many ways today, but what's really cool in today's business lending world, there are multiple lenders out there that will give you a line of credit that's truly based on your revenue. You don't need assets, you don't need real estate, you don't need large pieces of equipment to leverage as collateral. You can strictly leverage your cash flow and get a revolving line of credit that's based off of that. And what's great is if you're a retailer, if you're buying inventory and selling it nonstop, or if opportunities pop up where you can buy a bunch of inventory and get a big discount, having a line of credit there is super helpful and probably really necessary and needed in your business. So if you're buying inventory, what's cool about a line of credit, you buy the inventory, you sell the inventory, you get repaid, you pay off that line, you only paid for that money and whatever the amount of money was outstanding, you only pay for interest on that money for however long it's out there for, just like a credit card. So having a revolving line, really great feature if you're constantly buying and selling inventory. You can plan better. and you can buy more in bulk, take advantage of discounts. More importantly, have that inventory on hand so you don't miss out on any sales. Other cool things too with having a line of credit, if you want to hire and staff up some more people, if you need to bring people on temporarily, or if you want to dump more money into advertising, whether it's Google ad spend or paid digital, things like that. If you really know your numbers and you're able to drive traffic and business, you can literally use a line of credit to dump money into marketing, into advertising, hiring more people, have that cash on hand so you can really manage the business better. It's also really good to have if you're selling product to big retailers, you're not getting paid for 30, 60, or 90 days later, you can use and leverage a line of credit and have that cash on hand to float you while you're getting paid. So super important. Every business really should have a line of credit, whether you're in retail or not. All right, so next up is the SBA 7A loan. Really great product, has a time and place. If you don't work with the right lender, it could take a very long period of time to get this. More importantly, if you don't work with the right group, in order to get an SBA loan, you can go through a very lengthy process to get declined. So it's very important that whoever you're working with on an SBA loan is that they're pre-vetting you and pre-qualifying you before you go through all the underwriting and then deal with the decline. If it's someone who's skilled in SBA, they'll be able to tell you up front if you have a high probability that this will pass and get through the SBA guidelines. What's really cool about an SBA 7A is it's not used for real estate. It's a 10-year working capital product. If you're looking to buy a location for your retail business, then you can use an SBA 504 product. You put down only 10% on the building. Your cash flow, your business will need to be profitable the last 2 years, 680 FICO score or higher. You can get into a building with only 10% down. If you're not looking to buy a building, an SBA loan is really good if you have to do like a renovation, because you get a nice long, on the 7A, you get a nice long 10-year repayment period. So if you need to like renovate your retail store, if you need to expand your warehouse, if you need to add shelving and different things that you're not necessarily going to see a fast return on capital, then that long repayment period with a low cost of capital like the SBA 7A makes a lot of sense. If you're trying to use an SBA 7A to just buy inventory, I'd probably look to more towards a line of credit so you can constantly buy and sell inventory and have access to more and more capital. With an SBA 7A loan, you're going to get approved for a set amount of money over a set repayment period, and then that's kind of really it. But another really great use of an SBA 7A is to acquire another business. So if you're looking to expand via an acquisition, you can acquire another company and you only need to put 10% down. So if the business is for sale for $1 million, put $100,000 down, you can buy that business and finance it over 10 years to repay. So something you should consider if you're really looking for acquisition or things in expanding or improving your business, like remodeling, that you're not going to see a quick return on cash for. What's really cool with the SBA 7A or 504 is you can finance all the way up to $5 million, which is really great. Now, obviously, in order to get $5 million or any amount, your business's profitability will need to be able to support that debt payment. And there's a calculation for that. So if you're trying to understand that or figure out what you can get qualified for, my team can absolutely help you with that. We have a proprietary calculator that we built. We can plug in your tax returns, some numbers, look at how much you're looking to borrow and give you a yay or nay and let you know how much you can get qualified for so you don't waste time. It's really important to know this stuff because you don't want to go through and burn time. All this stuff and time wasting just takes you away from your business. And that's exactly what we don't want you to do. We want you to stay focused on growing your company. So next up is account receivable financing or an AR line of credit. If you are a retail business and you are selling to other B2B businesses, so maybe you're wholesaling some of your product to Walmart, Target, big box retailers like that. They don't have to be a big box retailer. They can be a smaller, B2B company. But if you're selling product to a B2B business, not consumers, you can leverage those receivables. So in other words, let's say you sell $100,000 of inventory to Walmart. Now you invoice Walmart. Well, Walmart's probably not going to pay you to 30 days if you're lucky, most likely 45 or 60 days later, maybe even 70. So in order to keep growing your business, you have to wait to get paid. It's very hard to take on new customers because you kind of get caught in laying out your cash, waiting to get paid and do it all over again. What's really cool with an account receivable financing deal is you can have the financial backing of a lending partner that's there for you immediately. So as soon as you invoice, you can get paid that invoice instantly, like the same day or next day. and recapture that cash so you can go out, buy more inventory, and do it all over again. So what's really cool about account receivable financing today is the rates have come down, the terms have gotten so much better, but you can literally get 80 to 90% of your accounts receivables in the form of a credit line or paid immediately, so you can go put that money back to work and grow your business. What's better than that is that you can do all of that without having to give up equity in your business. So a lot of times people get caught up in the cost of financing, but they don't get caught up in their opportunity and how much they can make with leveraging their business and taking in more financing. And that's something that you really need to consider. A lot of times when I go through exercises with clients that are looking to borrow money for their businesses, we usually find that their opportunity is very profitable, even if they have to take financing out that's higher than typical bank rate financing. The opportunity and the profitability way outweighs the cost of capital. Another thing that you need to consider is when you're borrowing money, how quickly can you turn someone else's money? So let's just say you borrow $500,000 from a lender and you're going to repay that over a year or 2-year period. How quickly can you turn that money in a 12-month period? Those are things that you really need to consider, because a lot of times, regardless of what the rate is, usually you can turn things in your business, meaning like if you borrow money, you buy product, you sell it, you get repaid on that. If that's a 30 or 45 day experience, let's just call it 90 days from when all is said and done, borrowing money, buy product, sell it, get paid, 90 days. That means you can turn that set amount of money 4 times in 1 year. So you really got to look at that. If your profit margin is 10%, in that example that I just did, for the year, it's 40%. So you could take a lot of forms of financing to still be very profitable in that example. So that's something that you really should consider. So how to get approved and qualified for this type of financing? Well, each one of these lending products require different things. Most of them today will be, a simple digital application. Once you start breaking up to about $250,000, there's a lot of opportunities to get qualified with only 3 to 6 months of bank statements today with multiple lenders. But once you start breaking $250,000, you're going to need your last year and recent year financials, so profit, loss, and balance sheet. Some lenders will require 2 to 3 years of your financials and tax returns. Some will also want to look at your account receivable aging report if you're looking at account receivable financing. And then obviously if you're doing inventory, you're going to need an inventory report that shows all of your inventory on hand and the cost of those goods. So it's really important when you're going to go to financing to have all of your documentation together, your financials, your profit, loss, balance sheet, all of your bank statements for your business together, all in one place, not with your accountant, saved with you. So when you go to apply, you can supply everything in a timely manner. Sometimes lenders look at this, and if you can't supply these things fast enough or quick enough, that could make them feel uncomfortable and not want to do your deal. So make sure that you've got all of your financials and everything in order before you go apply. The quicker you get those things over, the better. Also, the quicker you'll get an answer. And then lastly, all of these different lending products and different lenders have all different types of credit requirements, whether it's business credit or personal credit. So it's really important that you work within a marketplace and someone that can bring multiple lenders to the table to ensure that you're getting the best deal for your business. For an example, account receivable financing does not require and is not really focused on personal credit. Like account receivable financing is focused on who you're selling your products and goods to. So that's just a small example. And depending on the different other types of products, like an SBA 7A, you need at least a 650, 680 FICO score or higher. So all of these different things have different requirements, and those guidelines are constantly changing. If you have further questions, my team at National Business Capital is awesome. We built a platform, it's got over 75 lenders on it, and we've been able to help by having all these different lenders secure literally over $1 billion for business owners all across the country. Check out the link below in the comments, get connected with my team. They're all about helping business owners just like you grow and get to the next level. Thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. Keep growing, keep doing what you're doing in your business, and stay tuned. We'll see you again. We'll talk soon. Be well.